Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with another Off the Board. And this one's going to be a simple one, I hope. I was taken with this pen for the simplicity of the band across here that's actually the matting for the three photos. And then the banner that's underneath it all, and the difference in color between the bottom of the layout and the top, where the and the band kind of separates that. So I've got a similar plan. Let me get some ink to do some splatters, and I think, yeah, I'm gonna go with black. I'm gonna use some stark color contrasts here. Maybe they'll work and maybe they won't. But I have this photo of an iris, and this is an iris that I bought several years ago. It's one of the only plants I have at my current home that I bought after we moved here. And it was a specialty iris from a specialty nursery in a town. Actually, it was on we rent and buy the nursery on our way to Archivers, which was the big scrapbook store in a town about, I don't know, 25 miles away. And we stopped there, and I spent way more than I should have, but I saw it in bloom and thought that was the most gorgeous flower I had ever seen. There are about 10 shades of purple in here. There's a magenta type purple there, and a really brilliant purple like this purple, and then kind of hot pink around there, and then this beautiful lavender and white on the center petals. It's just extraordinary. So brought the plant home, planted it. It didn't bloom the first year or the second year. Third year, I think we got one bloom. Fourth year, none. And I'd say the last 2 years, which, you know, I couldn't keep a running score of it, but this is the only one we got this year. And it's irises kind of have a short season here. The ground has to be warm enough, and there has to be enough sun to make them bloom, but it quickly, by the time you get there in Georgia, it quickly heats up to where it's just too hot, and they just stop blooming, and they just kind of shrivel away and die. So this guy is one of those that just has time and energy for one bloom a year. And this was it this year. So I'm using the title of Every Day because every day is when you might expect to see new irises coming out. My other plants, you know, have maybe 50 blooms on them, and they've been dragged from one house to another. You know, they're just not as exquisite as this. It's probably highly hybridized. So enough about plants, let's talk about scrapbooking. So I took a watercolor sheet, Heidi Swap, put these out in a set that had some kind of cut files. I used a variety of inks and liquid watercolors, including this Heidi Swap Gold Color Shine, applied in drops when the other inks were still wet. To get this, and I really want to use it with this iris, because even though this is kind of a highly filtered photo, these are the colors that are in that plant. So I also like the contrast of this green kind of tropical print from Vicki Boutin from Let's Wander, and I was inspired by the really large banner, so I've got a scrap here that of this black that I think that's a good counterpoint to the black background in the photo. And I've got this piece, I can't tell you what, I think it's My Mind's Eye, and it's an ombre. The sheet is an ombre, it goes down, it actually goes like this, is the lighter, and then it ombres down to really dark. And I didn't want a really dark aqua on the page, so I chose this side, and I'm putting it upside down so that the darker part is towards the top. So I'm just gonna glue this on, and I'm expecting that, unlike in the original, the seam is gonna show. So we'll see about how to maybe embellish that so that it's not a main feature. One of the things I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay this on here like this. And I'm not sure where the, let's see. This is a part that I'd like to cover up, this kind of splooshy looking piece, and that's an official scrapbooking term, splooshy. It's actually a mixed media term. And I'm kidding about that, but I had some romantic notion that I could put this on the lime green in the back so that it would show through those holes, but let's face it, that's not going to be a major feature in all of this. Let me, actually, I'm doing this out of order. I want that to go over this guy, and I want this guy to go all the way up to the top, and I'm going to put it without really measuring or thinking about it too much. I'm just gonna put it right there. I'm gonna stick this on with the splooshy part, and so that splooshy part is where the banner is gonna go that goes on top. Now, hopefully I've got that enough tape on there that that's gonna hold down. And I'm just gonna do this. Again, not a lot of thought given to it. And this one is not quite as long as I wanted it to, and I made a mistake when I was cutting this. So I have to put it, in order to get, for none of this to show right here, I have to put it a little down from the top. And I'm okay with that. That kind of provides a full frame for it. I'm gonna put some foam behind this guy. I'm gonna embellish very simply. I'm gonna repeat that lime green color that's in here, which is a beautiful contrast to the purple. I'm gonna make my sunshines. In the original, there are two sunshines, sunshine icon images, die cuts, and I've die cut out of a lime green color. Let's make sure I get this right side up, and I'm going to do it kind of like that. So there are the little circles that show here, and this kind of variety of colors I think looks really nice there. So I've got this one, which is the larger one, and a couple of the rays are cut a little bit short. I thought maybe I could put that right here because it contrasts so nicely with the purple. And I'll do the other one, which is this little one, maybe down here. And I'll try to continue the embellishing along that diagonal. So I'll do that there. I have a few clouds, and this kind of peachy coral color is not in anything else on the page, so it can definitely be called an accent color, but in a little bit I'm going to add a butterfly that's going to repeat that color. So this is a scrap of some Paige Evans paper. Do that. Then I'm going to do this little guy, maybe right up here. Okay, so I've got my clouds in the sky, my sunshine, and I'm going to repeat that same color with this flower, and I'm going to put the flower here. This is a bramble fox perspective. I'm just going to put a dot of glue in the center of the flower, and I'm going to put it maybe right here on that joint line. And I've got some tiny leaves. Let me pull I usually peel the backings off ahead of time, and I did this time too, but I forgot these leaves because I think I added them at the last minute to my design. I've got a sheet to kind of continuing with that lime green color scheme. We got a sheet of Diane Reevely kind of snarky sayings, and I have found one that that fits, that isn't so snarky that I couldn't use it on this page. Okay, I've got a purple flower and also a leaf cluster, and I'm probably wanting to put the purple flower up here. This is not sticking down, so I'm going to put a tiny little bit of liquid glue there. I have to be careful because normally this glue dries clear and matte, so you really can't tell that it's there, but it'll pick up that ink, and if I'm not careful, it'll spread it around. Okay, so maybe this little flower can go down here, and then I'll kind of place butterflies around, and this one's going to be done before you know it. I'll let the sun be shining down on my flower, and darn it, I didn't get the backing off here. If you'd known how much time I spent taking the backing off the other side, and sometimes when I don't have my lighting that I'm using now for filming, I end up ignoring the fact, or I can't see that there's a backing. I take it off one side, I look at the other side to see if I need to take anything off, and then I don't see it. Okay, let me get that, put it in that way. Okay, that's good. And I'm gonna go, again, I have a couple colors that aren't represented. This is the lime green butterfly, and I may want to do it kind of up closer to the photo there. I think to balance that coral color, we got a spot of it here, a spot of it here. So I think I'm going to just put this guy kind of down here, flying towards that. And let's see where we need to do this butterfly. I might kind of have it joining there. Actually, let's put it here. And if I do it right, its wingspan covers most of this joint. Okay, now for the title, and I had thought the title would go there. I'm going to actually use it. I didn't realize it was blue. I thought it was black, but that's okay. So my journaling is going to say, it's going to pick up on every day as the start of the sentence. That's going to say, every day I look for a new bloom from this plant, and once a year I find one. clear sticker that's not going to photograph very well, but I'm okay with that. Now, in these little things, I found the word fancy. And I like that, and I think I want to use it right there. And let me stick a little bit of glue. The photo's not sticking to its mat right there. Let me press that down. Okay, it's done, and I think the coral kind of picks up on the color that things turned when that gold ink went down, and I love that. So instead of black splatters, I'm gonna go for gold. And I won't overdo it. Here, some there, and some up in the blue. Okay, that's good in 3 spots. I'm done. This should be a quick one, and that's good because something's gone wrong with our Wi-Fi service, and it's taking about 3 or 4 hours to load videos, to get videos from my phone, or not from my phone to my Mac, but from my desktop onto YouTube. So I ended up having to load one this morning. I'd started at 1 a.m. and I didn't actually get it loaded until 5. Okay, so done. I'll see you tomorrow for another off the board pen. This one was influenced by this one, but it's certainly not an exact copy. I do love the big banner there, but I really love this one and how it brings out the purples. And I think that showcases the flower, and with little touches of that lime green around it, it seems to all fit. So thanks again for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye.